I dedicate this video to Secretly Yasin, a political prisoner who has been in incarceration for more than 3 years. Yesterday, the interim president of Sudan, known as Abdul Fatah al-Bruhan, arrived in Uganda to meet General MUSEVENI in State House. We all know that there is an ongoing civil war between this gentleman who came to Uganda, Abdul Fatah al-Bruhan, and another faction headed by Muhammad Dagalo. These two generals have ever worked under the former Sudanese president Omar al-Bashir, and they joined hands to ousted him to form an interim government. Barely 2 years, they started fighting each other to see who is going to control Sudan. So in this episode, I've come to talk about the visit of the Sudanese president, the politics behind it, and most importantly, the study materials we can get from this political visit. But before I do this, I want to let you know that if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. And if you're watching this video from a different platform, please head on to YouTube, type in Sura Mawagali. There is a lot of content of this nature. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. So that is the president of Sudan. I've ever done a video talking about the Sudanese civil war, and if you missed it, I'm going to leave a link here in the description. But to summarize it, there are two factions which are fighting. One is headed by Muhammad Hamdan, and another one is headed by this one who came to visit General MUSEVENI, known as Abdul Fatah al-Bruhan. Abdul Fatah, by the time he became the chairman of the transitional council, was the commander-in-chief of the army. So for me, I see two things. One, these different factions which are fighting are trying to look for allies around East Africa, because one faction headed by Muhammad Hamdan is being supported by Kenya in East Africa. And there is a video where the commander-in-chief of Abdul Fatah al-Bruhan, the one who is visiting General MUSEVENI, was warning Kenya against bringing its army in Sudan to interfere in its affairs. Here is the video when he was warning them.
يجي زي الرئيس الكيني يقول أنا أجيب قوات شرق أفريقيا. يا الرئيس الكيني قوات شرق أفريقيا خليها في محلها. أنت جيب الجيش الكيني تعال. والدولة الدعماك والدعم كل المرتزقة الزينة الدعماك بالقرش مشتريات بالقرش هي ذات تجيب جيشها. والله غصب واحد فيهم بيرجع تاني ما في زول بيرجع. نحن يا اخوانا طريقنا واحد سودان يشرق عليه الشمس يوم باكر ولا جنجويد.
So since the other faction is being supported by some of the countries in East Africa, so Abdul Fatah al-Bruhan came to visit General MUSEVENI so that he can look for allies which can help him. Okay? And trust me, if he's successful, we may see our army going to Sudan, because General MUSEVENI has always deployed the Ugandan army around Africa, most importantly in East African countries. Uganda has ever deployed in South Sudan. Uganda is still even deploying in Congo. Uganda is deploying in Somalia. Uganda has ever deployed in Rwanda. And And the reason I'm saying this, because at the beginning of last week, we saw Salva Kiir, the president of South Sudan, coming in Uganda. After 2 days, we are seeing Abdul Fatah al-Bruhan also coming to Uganda. It was a space of 2 weeks, which means that the two Sudanese presidents are forming an ally to see how they can protect the government in Sudan. And in politics, nothing's done by mistake. In a single week, we are seeing two Sudanese presidents, one in the north and one in south. So for me, I think in a bid to look for allies, Abdul Fatah al-Bruhan is trying hard to woo General MUSEVENI in supporting him. And if he's successful, we may see General MUSEVENI deploying, okay? Because General MUSEVENI has ever deployed the army without even consulting parliament. Yet the constitution says if before the commander-in-chief deploys the national army, he must seek approval of parliament. Not once, not twice that we are seeing General MUSEVENI deploying the Ugandan army outside the country without the approval of parliament. So for me, I think this visit is aimed at looking for allies around East Africa to consolidate his power. Two, I also think that General MUSEVENI is continuing to make friends around East Africa, because internationally he has been losing friends since Bobi Wine started aggressively tried to cut ties from General MUSEVENI to the European world. So the only option General MUSEVENI has is to consolidate his allies around East Africa, because it is said that there is even an ICC petition on his neck. So if he doesn't consolidate his allies around East Africa, it may be difficult to circumvent these events. Of course, this is my opinion. You can also tell me what you think by commenting on this video. Thank you very much for listening in. If this is your first time on this YouTube channel, I implore you to subscribe, like, and comment so that I can be motivated to do more of such videos. Peace.